Hello and welcome back to your 30-day yoga journey, Spring Awakening with me, Noelle. We are on our final day of Spring Awakening. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back and have a little bit of pride if you stuck through the 30-day journey or if you're showing up today. I honor you. Congratulations. I have a little bit of a different flow for us today. So since you've been around for the 30-day journey, today is going to be called the intuitive flow. And so I'm not going to guide you too much today. I don't even have a plan for myself, if that makes you feel any better. I don't have any agenda. I don't have any notes. I don't have any sequencing going on in my brain. We are simply showing up as we are and letting our intuition guide our flow today. I'm going to aim for around 20 or 30 minutes. I have a little bit of a timer, but I'm not going to worry too much about the time. But yeah, so I am going to be cueing a little bit. Like I'll tell you kind of what I'm doing, with grounding or when I start my flow or if, I take a certain direction, I'll cue it a little bit. But this video is for you. I will be flowing with you. And like I said, no agenda here. We are all showing up as we are. And so feel free to mute the video. Sometimes it's really nice to just like if you want to flow and you don't necessarily want to listen to exactly what someone's doing, but you want to feel like you're flowing with someone, or if you get a little uninspired looking at a video and seeing what someone else is doing, chef's kiss kind of video for you. So maybe you put on some music, maybe some soft lo-fi beats or a playlist that you can groove to, or maybe really get into your senses and such. I highly recommend putting on a playlist and maybe pushing pause on the video, but not pause, maybe mute. But yeah, if you're maybe like, no, I need to listen to some guidance, I'll be offering a little guidance, but for the most part, we're going to flow together and see where our body, our breath, whatever we're showing up with today, where it brings us. Like for instance, I'm feeling a little groggy and tired. It's a beautiful day outside, but you can't choose how you feel. So just move intuitively and see what happens. Hopefully, maybe you get a little inspired and not discouraged. So I think I'm gonna begin in a child's pose, but that's the that's the rhythm of today. So show up wherever you want. It can be a downward dog, it can be a forward fold, just a comfortable seat. And I'm gonna start with a little bit of neck circles. My cats are currently on the cat tree, so if you hear some scratching or something, I apologize, but also if you hear something in the distance, that's what you're hearing. So maybe you take this opportunity just to warm up a little bit. Maybe you put music on with me, or maybe you put headphones on to just cancel out any other sounds in the room. Connecting to your breath. 30-day yoga journey coming to an end. How crazy is it? Showing up for yourself every day. And there's no right or wrong here. Maybe you notice the sounds around you. I can't express my gratitude for those who have been showing up and supporting this journey. I hope you enjoyed your yoga experience and maybe found a little bit of a shift of energy or awareness. Maybe you just feel a little more open in your body and more comfortable in your body. It's one of my favorite things about yoga is I remember showing up and feeling at first awkward. Like I did a lot of at-home yoga, which is kind of why after my training I did feel very passionate about bringing at-home yoga because I think at-home yoga is so fruitful. And you just don't even care about how weird you get, or maybe even like the sounds you make, the poses you end up with if you fall out or explore. But I guess coming back to this idea of a little bit of curiosity. I slept so funny last night. I have such a little kink in my neck. So I'm definitely feeling into the neck therapy today. Maybe you play more with air elements since we just finished not too long ago, only a couple days ago, our week of air. Maybe you really enjoyed that embodiment of the 360 breath. Taking a couple big stretches before I move on to a little bit of maybe kind of like a sun salutation sequence here. I'm going to stay nice and low to the ground myself. Maybe you're taking a really restorative way of moving today, or maybe you feel bright and alive. So you're already on your sun salutations, or maybe more fluid movement here. No agenda. And don't even feel like you necessarily have to repeat every single posture on the same side. I did this one workshop once where I feel like I say them a lot. Our start of every class was basically for 5 minutes straight. You had to move from one position to another without repeating. So sometimes you can put on like a 5-minute long song and just it's actually trickier than you think, especially as a person who's trained to teach or move in that, hey, if I did it on one side, I have to do it on the other. But there's no rules Obviously, we repeat certain asanas in order to not get better at them, but it's like why you repeat certain things at the gym, whether it's cardio or lifting. You get stronger the more you repeat something. And so maybe you kind of play with this adaptation of there isn't necessarily this blueprint of everything has to be done on the same side. And that can be quite freeing. Right now I'm doing some cat cows, making some big circle movements. Well, maybe not so big. Feeling quite stiff today. Maybe you are too. With the weather warming up, especially living in an area where the seasons do shift, that once it gets warmer out, you take more walks. You go for more jogs or runs. And so your body, after the dormancy of winter, even though I may have, or we may have, been going to the gym or doing our yoga, just adding those extra walks or runs, sends messages to the body, wakes up certain muscles that have been a little quieter. And if one pose is feeling really good, like if it's a child's pose or a forward fold, whatever might be kind of speaking to you, and you just want to hang out there's nothing wrong with that either. Like I said, we're going to be here for 20 or 30 minutes. So there's nothing wrong with like a prolonged child's pose or prolonged anything. Your body should kind of know what to do. So following its lead. A fun mantra you could work with is I am free, or I listen. I go with the flow. Ooh. Embracing any wobbles. Maybe explore a pose that you would ordinarily not move towards, just to feel it out. Taking up the space that you need, your body is asking for. Shining light in the dark spaces. Noticing any cracks or sounds that maybe your body's making. I've got very crack prone ankles and toes. Maybe you do too. Noticing how each side is a little different, a little more open or a little tighter. Maybe you're really noticing the breath and where it's flowing. Exploring your transitions. Moving that prana throughout the body, whether it's soft or fiery. Big movements or small. Maybe you have some big exciting plans today. Maybe you just got done with something. Since I'm a little groggy, I'm throwing some breath of joy into my life. No matter where you are, just know you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Honoring your journey, honoring your body, your breath, and your soul. For some, this might be your worst nightmare, not being told what to do. But like I said, try to stay curious and maybe have a little fun. Maybe you're rocking out to your music and maybe you even dance a little bit. It doesn't have to even stay on your yoga mat. Maybe explore. Right now I'm in a plank, shuffling your feet as far as you can go from one end, going off your yoga mat. Maybe you power into some chaturanga push-ups. Get those juices flowing. Hopefully coming into a feel-good flow of your own. Using all your vessels, your breath and your body and your mind to explore. Maybe finding just small articulation in each movement. Maybe take some time to contemplate or meditate. Feel your body against the earth, or your feet grounding into your mat, feeling supported. And realizing no matter what happened today, what showed up, whatever you brought with you onto the mat, there's no right or wrong. Just embracing the present moment. Thank you so much for being here today. Don't decide where it ends. Pause the video or keep the dance flowing, returning back to your mat or your day, embracing all of life's wobbles, all growing and shifting of the energy. Maybe you rub your hands together for one last little moment of prana, agni. And landing wherever it is that you are. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And like I said, even though the video is stopping, you don't have to stop. But thank you so much for joining me this 30-day yoga journey. It was a super special journey for me, especially having it be my first little series. And yeah, I hope you continue to return. More videos will be on their way. Other than that, you did it. You did it. We did it. And even some strangers you don't even know did it. So bowing to yourself and to anyone or anything else that is serving you today. Thank you again so much for being a part of this. And I will see you again very soon. Bye.